Thursday night, May 2013. Two Atlanta cops patrol a half-finished subdivision on the city's edge. The place is dark, quiet, full of half-built houses. Copper theft is common here, so they keep their eyes open. That's when they spot a black Toyota pulled over. Hood popped. Something's off. One young man leans over the engine, pretending to tinker. Another just sits stiffly behind the wheel, frozen. Neither looks like they belong out here at midnight. The officers slow the cruiser. Their gut says this isn't just car trouble. The kid by the hood says his name is Michael, 20 years old, a law student. The driver calls himself Eric Johnson, 23, a physical therapist. The cops ask for IDs. Both men's hands shake as they pass them over. The officers notice fresh stains across Eric's shirt. Dark, sticky, unmistakable. Blood. Eric avoids eye contact, gripping the steering wheel like his life depends on it. The cops exchange a look. Something's very wrong here. They order Eric out. He moves slowly, stalling for time. An officer heads for the trunk. The two men beg them not to open it, their voices trembling. But the latch clicks, the lid rises, and hell spills out. Two heavy trash bags, both soaked with blood. A knife slash opens one, revealing severed limbs. Human remains. The officers recoil, their flashlights trembling. Michael and Eric drop to the pavement, sobbing. The nightmare has just begun. At the station, Eric cracks first. The body, he admits, belongs to Karen Miller, 43 years old. A mother from Decatur. He killed her earlier that day, in his apartment. Detectives lean forward. Why would a young therapist murder a mother? Karen's family is called. To them, she's a good woman, a churchgoer, a loving mom. That morning she left early to buy medicine for her sick daughter. By afternoon, her phone went dead. Now they learn she's been slaughtered. Detectives dig into her past. They discover she'd been attending therapy sessions for her daughter with Eric. That's how they met. Soon, the sessions became something else. An affair. A dangerous one. Eric Johnson grew up in rural Georgia. Bright kid, smooth talker, but always scheming for shortcuts. He never wanted to just work hard, he wanted fast money, fast thrills. And he knew how to manipulate people to get them. By 2012, Eric moved to Atlanta, chasing opportunity. He got a job at a rehab clinic, where he met countless patients. That's where Karen walked in, 43, desperate for help for her teenage daughter. Karen noticed Eric right away. He was young, fit, and charming. He seemed to care. And soon, she wanted more than just therapy sessions. Eric saw it too, and he smelled money. For Eric, Karen was perfect. She wore gold jewelry, flashed cash, and seemed eager to spend. He dangled promises, new treatments, extra care. She believed every word. And she paid for every session. What began as therapy became secret meetings. Karen told her family she was buying medicine or running errands. In reality, she was sneaking to Eric's apartment. They spent hours together, several times a week. To outsiders, Karen was a loyal wife and mother. Behind closed doors, she was Eric's lover. For nearly a year, they carried on. Money flowed. Lies stacked higher. Neither seemed to care. In early 2013, tragedy struck. Eric's father died of a sudden heart attack. Eric left Atlanta, retreating to his hometown for months. He told himself he'd cut Karen off for good. Karen called constantly. He ignored her. She grew restless, desperate. But when Eric returned, temptation swallowed him whole. The affair started again, like nothing had changed. Soon after, Eric opened his own therapy practice with a partner. Finally, real success. But Karen wasn't satisfied with stolen moments anymore. She wanted more. Much more. She told Eric she was leaving her husband. She wanted to marry him. She pictured a future together, no more lies, no more sneaking. Just the two of them, official. Eric froze. Marriage wasn't in the plan. He wanted her money, not her hand. The very next day, he ended it cold. Said he was done. Karen refused to listen. Then she found out the truth. Eric was engaged to another woman. He wasn't leaving her out of guilt. He was trading her for someone else. The betrayal crushed her. Karen snapped. She called non-stop, threatening to ruin him. She said she'd tell his fiancé, his patients, even his boss. If she couldn't have him, no one would. Eric's double life was about to implode. One afternoon, Karen stormed his apartment. She pounded on the door, shouting, threatening. Afraid neighbors might hear, Eric yanked her inside. The argument escalated to screams. Eric's charm vanished. Rage took over. He grabbed Karen from behind, locked his arms around her throat, and squeezed. She gasped, clawed, fought, but soon, her body went limp. Silence filled the room. Eric collapsed beside her. For nearly an hour, he sat frozen, staring at her body. Then panic struck. He couldn't move a whole corpse. He needed a plan. A horrifying plan. He bought trash bags, gloves, and a knife. Back at the apartment, he began dismembering her. Piece by piece. The smell was unbearable. He tried burning some parts, but smoke leaked out. He put out the fire in fear. Finally, he stuffed what remained into 2 blood-soaked trash bags. But he couldn't do it alone. He needed help. He called Michael, his younger cousin, and begged him to come, with a car. Michael arrived, confused. When Eric opened the door, the sight of blood and bags hit him like a punch. He refused to help, at first. But Eric pleaded, manipulated, convinced him there was no other way. Together, they carried the heavy bags down the stairs. They shoved them into the trunk of Michael's Toyota. The plan was simple: drive to an abandoned site, dump the remains, and vanish. They drove into the night. The roads were quiet, the air tense. Michael gripped the wheel, shaking. Eric stared out the window, silent, planning his next move. But fate intervened. The car sputtered, then died, just short of their destination. The Toyota rolled to a stop in a half-built neighborhood. And right then, a patrol unit rounded the corner. The officers thought it was just a broken-down car. Instead, they found a nightmare in the trunk. Eric and Michael were arrested on the spot. The scene was sealed off. The case was open and shut. Forensics confirmed the body was Karen Miller. The burns on some parts showed Eric had tried to destroy evidence. But most of her was intact, leaving no doubt. In interrogation, Eric claimed Karen threatened him. He said he had no choice. Detectives saw through it. His words dripped with manipulation, just like his life always had. Michael's story was different. He insisted he never touched the body, that Eric pressured him into helping. Detectives believed he was a pawn, but one who made the wrong choice. At trial, the jury heard everything. The affair. The manipulation. The cold-blooded killing. The gruesome disposal. The courtroom gasped at every detail. Eric Johnson was sentenced to death. His double life, his lies, his greed, it all ended in a lethal injection waiting room. Justice for Karen was finally promised. Michael's fate was debated. Some saw him as an accomplice. Others as a kid dragged into his cousin's madness. But either way, his life would never recover. As for Karen, she was remembered as a mother who lost her way, caught in the web of a manipulator. Her family grieved, her daughter left without the woman who raised her. In the end, it all unraveled because of one thing: a stalled car on a dark road. A routine patrol turned into a murder bust. Sometimes, justice doesn't come by design. It comes by accident.